Jeremy had this conversation while I was away. My number one focus is these are the athletes. The executives will follow. So I don't really care if they're on their phone. I don't really care if they don't. I usually a Jimmy Johnson principle, and he basically focuses on the athletes who's going to give, on the people who are going to give him the best bang for his buck. And for us, if we produce results, the results go out there and they come back in return later on. So it's not about, coming in and just getting a workout, okay? So for me to do that, we're gonna have hopefully bi-weekly staff meetings to train the staff as much as possible. So I don't have to be here all the time to make sure to execute, so I can go out there and educate and scream and tell people why we should train here. And I wanna educate you guys on why my beliefs and why we should train our athletes in certain ways, okay? Make sense? Okay. Principle number 1, max effort method. Who understands that?
Who does not understand?
Or who does not understand it? Max effort method.
Saying for athletic adaptation, so the athletes training close to the max regularly so that they're able to react or respond.
It's much simpler than that. Max effort method. What is the max effort method? So that's number 1. What is the max effort method?
Giving your all every single time?
You got it partly right.
Scientific, right?
It's this we're doing basic scientific principles right now. So what is the max effort method?
Rate of force development, activating higher threshold.
It's not even the rate of force development.
Higher threshold.
Yes. It's just basically giving your 100% effort, right? So in giving your 100% effort on a movement, on an exercise. So applying as much strength for as long as possible on a given exercise. Could be a squat, could be a bench, could be a chin up or whatever. So you want a basic max effort method is using 100% of your effort. We clear on that? 2, what is repetition? Oh, sorry, let's go to submaximal effort. What's submaximal effort? So we got max effort method, right? And then who knows our AAS system? We do that twice a week, right? And now we got submaximal effort. What is submaximal effort? Pardon? Don't even worry about AAS right now. Just what is the definition of submaximal effort?
It's like when you're working to let's say 85 to 95% of your max effort.
85 to 95%, 100%. So we'll go, so you're working, submaximal effort is working around 90%, 85 to 90%. I need it.
Erasers is the bottom.
Yeah. So it's work close to max effort method. It's work close to max effort method, but not quite there, right? Anywhere given about 5-10% less. Okay, that is submaximal effort. And for those guys who knows AAS, we do that on volume days, right? What is repetition method? Who can define repetition method for us? No.
Like doing with less weight but more repetitions, so that you can do less weight so you can do more repetitions.
Less weight, you can do more repetitions. You're right, but you're missing a key component to repetition method, and this whole gym is missing it. Who can help me out?
Still moving a substantial load with higher repetitions compared compared to the first two?
Doesn't really have to be substantial. So repetition method, you're using about 20 reps, 20 to 50 reps, or, anywhere from like 10 to 50 reps, for example. But there's a key component to repetition method. No.
Would it be like the rest in between them?
No. It has to do with motor units. Mark.
Motor units in terms of repetition, maybe just
Yeah.
getting them firing in a sequence, essentially the way I don't know how to explain it, but basically just getting the technique down, repetition method. So you gotta keep doing the same thing over and over.
No. I know what you're talking about, but it does not apply to this. So this is by Zerzatsky and Kramer. Okay, this is science. Anyone who goes to school should understand this, right? You come out of university or whatever. This is basic. It should be in the textbooks. Okay, so the repetition effort method is you have to. It only applies when it applies to motor unit activation. Motor unit activation only is activated 100% of your rep maximum or the last 2 or 3 repetitions of a rep maximum. You understand? So you're doing 20 reps, you have to squeeze out those last 2 or 3 reps to really activate motor units to get an adaptation. So it's not just here, like just doing a couple reps, putting it down. Like we do on steak and guns, we really grind that shit out. That's repetition method. That is the true law of repetition method to get an adaptation, to actually get progress, to actually get strength endurance, right? Am I making sense? So the key, you hit motor units on 2 ends, from maximum effort and then at the end of a set on a sub-maximum or repetition effort method. You understand? So you grind out those last couple reps. Those are the reps that count. Those are the reps that are going to bring you the best bang for your buck. Okay? Now, 1, 2, 3. Everybody should know this dynamic effort method. This is the last one. Dynamic effort. We do this every day, but we use a different style for it. All the athletes do this every day. What's dynamic effort method? Olympic weight, you're on the right track. Not full range of motion. No, that's different. That's technique.
Would that be like working like multiple parts at the same time?
Yes, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. It's not. It's way simpler than that. Dynamic. Dynamic effort method. Moving lightweight fast. Basically speed. Right? Moving lightweight fast. So we do that with hips. What are the exercises? Hip snatch. Snatches, right? Cleans, submaximal cleans and things like that. That's why it's very important when I get these athletes to move the weight fast, to be dynamic, to be explosive. This increases rate of force development. Dynamic effort methods only apply to submaximal loading, right? 40 to 50%, 60 to 40% of submaximal loading that's how you build speed and power. That's why when I see these guys doing the Olympic lifts, once they get the technique down, they have to move fast. That builds speed and power every day, right? Okay, repetition effort method. When these guys are finished over there, they start fucking around over here, right? They only do a couple sets. They don't really talk. They joke around or whatever. Not everybody, but they're not really squeezing out those last reps. Mo's pretty good at that. You know what I mean? I've been watching him train. He grinds out those reps. That's what we need those athletes to do after they finish their big weights. I get it, they're tired. I'm the one to blame because I haven't been really pressing this as much as I should. I've just been talking about it. But it starts today. Okay? That's how we're going to get a total transformation. That's how we're going to get complete results from the athletes going forward. We're just following these basic principles. We have our max effort method, right? which is what? 100% twice a week for those who qualify on the exercises that qualify. Sub-maximum effort on what? Volume days, right? And we push the pace as fast as possible with sub-maximum effort, right? Repetition effort method, that goes on what days?
Every day.
No, not really. Yes, kind of. So-so, but the main 2 days is volume days, right? With the accessories.
But day 1 and day 2, oftentimes they do have like dumbbell work.
Yeah. So day 3, day 2, day 3, day 4.
Okay. Because day 1 they don't. Usually it's just
In and out. Yeah.
In and out.
And dynamic effort method is applied to what? Okay, here, somebody write this down. Mensa. Because you look like you're falling asleep. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so dynamic effort is applied to what? No. What exercises normally? What do we use to reinforce dynamic effort method? Unless I get funky and start using bands and stuff. Snatch, hip snatch, correct. So you just write one, I want somebody else to write another one. Hip snatch, what else? Who's been listening? Yes, you can, yeah. Because it is dynamic. But that's not, that wouldn't be that's more, it's half, because you're using your legs, it can be dynamic, but that's not what you can squeeze this in there, but this is not what I'm looking for, okay? So, anybody else?
Talk about cleans, and you said also.
I hear it, write it down.
Other speed-based stuff, so maybe like running, throwing, jumping can all be dynamic.
Yeah, that is dynamic. Running, throwing, jumping, cleans, Olympic weightlifting in a nutshell. That is our dynamic effort method. We have all the principles in this training. You guys understand? You pick up the science and practice of strength training, it's all right there. These are literal, the best scientists in the world that pretty much everybody follows. It's just I figured a way to throw it in there with Olympic weightlifting. You understand? So, and the repetition effort method, who's been listening? Write this in. Jeremy.
I've been listening.
How do we apply a repetition effort method? And this is super important because we've been missing this.
What do you mean apply? I just said like day 2, 3, and 4.
Right.
When they're doing the accessory work.
And how is it applied?
So you make them go to maximum effort the last 2 or 3 reps. So you have to be last 2 to 3 reps.
They're squeezing. They're working. They're squeezing it out. So the reason I decided to do this is because what happens is you guys as coaches have a clear roadmap, clear understanding what's going on if somebody's not working hard enough. Am I right? Except for when would you not apply the repetition method before somebody starts going crazy? What exercises?
That you would not apply?
Yeah, this.
Maybe like trap 3.
Exactly, right? Don't be a moron and let them, on the rotator cuff stuff and, you apply this on the, the basic, dumbbell work, chin-up work, things like that they have to do. Try to get the rep. So what you're looking for is for the athlete to squeeze out 2 or 3 reps. You can save a little bit, depending on how much sets they are, but you want them to be working. That means they're utilizing more load. That means they're activating more motor units. That means they're getting stronger faster, right?
So essentially you want them close to concentric fatigue, but you could push that method using eccentric fatigue as well.
Yes, you can. It doesn't matter, concentric, eccentric. I'm just looking for that fatigue, right?
If they don't look like they're struggling too much, is it okay to like say, 1 more, like 2 more, like?
Yes. Yes, you can. You don't have to up the weight. You can just add more reps. It's only a theory. If it's 12 to 30, if it's 10 or 12 to 15 on the program. And you can see they could do 20 more, let them do 20 more. But what do you do next set?
Adjust the weight.
Adjust the weight. Got to pay attention and adjust the weight. So this all applies to, this comes around to what I want you guys to pay attention to number one is focus. And it's not just for the clients, right? It's for the coaches. Because if you see them if you don't see them working hard enough and within these principles here, your job is to focus, key in, and get them to do that. That's going to get us the results. Make sense? So you got to keep your eyes on you. Keep your eyes on the gym. Keep seeing what's going on, and so you can apply these immediately. Any questions to that? Focus, discipline. At the World Championships, if there's one thing,
Movement too for moving around. Just in case you're there. Not one-on-one. For coaches.
yes. I'm going to come back to that because that applies to yes. So one thing what really kind of annoyed me when I was away, I saw some stories of the gym. And, see guys, chatting, talking, hanging out kind of thing. So for me, it just kind of hit me on the outside looking in. That's not what we're about, right? Our culture is not really about that. We moved to a newer gym, so things are a little bit way more relaxed. And then you new guys come in, Mensa would understand, it's Mark, Jeremy, than what I'm accustomed to, right? It's just trying to navigate that. And all I want to do is what sets us apart and helps us build better conditioned athletes with tremendous amount of work capacity is pushing the pace. Okay? When we do that, that automatically makes them focus. So we never had this much issues with so many phones before because we push the pace so fast that immediately they focus. Am I right, Mensa? You better get the fuck off the platform because somebody's going to be mad at you. Right? Because we only had 2 platforms in the last gym. Right?
Yeah, three people sharing it sometimes.
3, maybe 6. Okay? So one thing, if I can bottle up watching these world-class athletes from world-class teams, is their focus and discipline and no phones when they're training. You see the phones, they don't even bring the phones in the training hall. Some of them did. And after they finished training, me watching, observing, after they finished training, they were on their phone, but nothing during the training. Or some phones weren't even allowed in the training hall, I think, because I didn't see them on their phone. The only time I see them on the phones was outside of the training hall. Okay? So that made me think of us, as staff, let's keep our phones over there. Okay? You need to address it, bring the phone over there, right? Get the athletes off the phones. Okay? And communicate discipline as much as you can as coaches to these athletes and help them to be disciplined athletes, right? That's through communication, talking, help them to understand what it is to be a disciplined and focused athlete as coaches, because that's what we have to do is help to communicate to these athletes, okay? These are a couple of things I want to really focus on, and this is what really stood out to me. Because to be excellent, you have to be disciplined. Okay? Anybody want to add anything?
I just found that some of the athletes, obviously with their programs being on their phone, that's where the hard part is for me as a coach to push the pace and finding that they're wasting too much time either looking at or trying to input numbers when they can always go back to that. So how can we combat that one?
Good point. Just the best,
Get them to put their phone
phone's always here. So then if they need to put in numbers, they come back to here, so you know that they're actually coming back to put down numbers versus them holding it in their hand.
You know what? I don't really. My point is like when I say no phones, it's like it's get them off the Instagram, get them off the social media or whatever, answering emails or whatever.
They are on do not disturb.
That yeah, just however we did. Yeah, they're on do not disturb mode or whatever. My point is like just get on them. Don't let it slide. Right? Because if they know that Mo is coming, oh shit, I gotta, right? Eventually they'll get the message. Okay?
Yeah,
Mark?
everyone collectively all tries to make sure if we see it, we say it out right away.
Exactly.
Then, it sets the tone.
Because the problem is our programs are on our phone, and that therein lies a problem. But let's do the best we can to get them off their phones. So my point is, if we apply all these methods here, right? Reinforce these methods here or principles here, right? We're gonna get results. Because this feeds culture, right? Then plus results, what habits? Yeah, culture plus habits and equals results. And to me, this is our formula. Culture, habits, results. And we have a sound principle here. This is not a like pie in the sky shit. This is real Russian scientific shit that works. You understand, Jeremy? Right? Right? Russian science. I'm just joking. Inside joke. Right? This is real science. You understand? And then these are the things that you have to help to push these. And what's going to happen is we're going to naturally produce these. And we don't let the athletes get away. Right? Don't let the athletes get away. Executives, I don't care. I'm sorry, but I don't. Not that I don't care about them, not that I don't care that they don't get results, right? But they're at a different stage in their life where they come to this gym because yes, they want results. Yes, they like to be around the athletes. Yes, they want to be pushed, right? You understand? But the bottom line is we have to treat them different. Okay, I know people say, oh, everybody no, that's not reality. Okay, they can't be treated the same. Okay? Doesn't mean they disrupt the culture, that's a different story. If they disrupt the culture, I don't give a fuck, they're gone. Right? Okay? But no phones obviously on the gym floor for them talking and stuff like that. We understand the basics, okay? So everyone get the basics of this now? We clear? Any questions? Because I will be holding every trainer accountable. When I come on the gym floor, I'll be looking for these things not being applied. I'm going to try not to say and run and get up and get on. I'm going to look to, so when I'm going to look to you guys, I'm going to apply the pressure to Mark, Mensa, Mo, okay, Jeremy, to apply these things so we can produce. You understand? Because I'm going to be doing more educating and more article writing and stuff like that, right? Obviously, I still be coaching, right? Make sense? Okay. All right.
It doesn't turn.
Oh.
If you want to turn it right, you can. You just got to loosen it first. Don't just.
Does anybody want to take a picture of this so they know, so you guys get it?
Yeah, you're not gonna erase it.